Fambies, Kaleidow here, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are building a spacious seaside loft. I haven't done a loft in so long and I've been meaning to, especially in our island living world Solani, because it is so beautiful and why not? Before we get into the rest of the video, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe if you haven't already and click that bell for notifications so then you can join the BAM fam. Don't forget to comment down below hashtag BAM fam if you are notified of this video going up, and also leave a like on this video if you do enjoy it. It does help me out a lot and I really appreciate it. But yeah, back to the video. So I really enjoy making lofts and I want to make a few more actually. I have some ideas in mind, but this one I really wanted to make something spacious and large. Usually when I make a loft, it'll be quite small, and I saw an image online. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it again, but it was really beautiful and I wanted to try to recreate it. It was very spacious and like this big, large kind of concrete area. There was like these giant windows on the left side, and I really liked how the kitchen was underneath. Well, usually I build the kitchens to be underneath like the actual loft area, but yeah, it really worked out well. I like the layout of this loft, and it's supposed to be kind of like a renovated fishing dock building that's been, of course, renovated to have a loft in it, some sort of living space that a sim could live in. It turns out really adorable and I am in love with the color scheme because we are in Solani and it's supposed to be an old fishing dock. I wanted it to kind of have that kind of essence to it, so there's a lot of green, sea greens, blues, and other tropical tones here and there. So we have pops of color like yellow as well. But yeah, it's really pretty in the end and I can't wait for you guys to see the end photos. But of course, I'm going to be sharing with you guys as much of the process as possible. This video, I really tried to cut it down as much as I could, but I am still a little bit rusty at building. It took me a while to find some items, and there are a lot of new items in the game too. Like, we have a lot of new stuff that's come into the base game because of the patch. And you know what? I think that I should probably try doing a base game style build very soon. I really want to do that because there are so many base game items that have been added to the game with recent and past patches. I think recently we had like 1,000 items added into the game. I actually think it's like build and buy as well. So yeah, there are so many things that I want to play around with, and maybe we'll be able to do some kind of build, maybe a tiny home or something that is base game. I know you guys really enjoy it when I do videos that are more like base game, no custom content and that. And lately I've been doing a lot of that, and I know it's really hard for you guys to find my builds on the gallery when I do that, and I apologize. So yeah, I'm going to maybe challenge myself a little bit further and go with base game stuff. I think that would be really cool. Let me know your thoughts down below. Back to the build, we kind of have the layout of the bottom part of the building set out now. We have the little lounge room here, which is very spacious. I really like what I do with the table here with the little pot plants and books. I think it looks really cute. And I also put another table behind that little lounge chair. I kind of merged two lounges together to make that L shape. It kind of works. I think it works. That's one of the new couches that came with Island Living, and I love that sea green. It's like one of my favorite colors of all time. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this build in my new Island Living Let's Play that will be coming out in like 2 days time, but I really like that color. Like the girl, the mermaid in my series, she has that colored hair and it's so pretty. It's like my favorite new color. It's like a dark tealy color. But yeah, we kind of have that going into the kitchen as well. The kitchen is very green, and usually I tend to go more towards the light colors when it comes to kitchens, but I try to do something different in this one and I really like how it turns out. Now I wanted there to be an industrial kind of vibe to this house. So right now we're kind of working on trying to build up how the actual loft is going to function upstairs. But downstairs, so you can see how I had those pillars on the right there, kind of showing the bare structure and the bones of the building, because of course, once upon a time, it wasn't a house. It would have been some sort of docking loading bay, I suppose you could say, where the ships would unload all of their their load into the building and it would be processed in here. So hopefully they hosed down the place a lot before they renovated it, because that would smell disgusting. I don't even want to think about how terrible that would smell if they hadn't have cleaned it, but let's just hope and pray that the sea breeze has washed away any of those residual scents. But ugh, gross. That really grosses me out. Why did I even think of that? But yeah, we did kind of try to add some more dimension to the build, and it allowed some more space in the kitchen here, which I'm just so thankful for. I think it looks really cool to have the sink looking out towards the jetty. It's really, really pretty. I didn't actually do that much on the exterior of the build. I had to do a lot of cuts, you guys are going to see, because I was struggling hardcore with the exterior of this build, because you know, it is a loft and I'm focusing on the interior rather than the exterior. So yeah, I had a lot of problems with it, but you're gonna see later on. I built this over like 2 days, so I kind of slept on it. I was like, okay, I can't finish outside. I'm gonna go to sleep and try again in the morning. And that's how I work sometimes. Sometimes with builds, I have to like sleep on an idea before I can finish it. I know it sounds so counterproductive, but it's just how I do it. I really like these fans that we have that kind of look down into the lounge room. Now the lounge room doesn't have a TV. It does have a record player, and I'm not sure if the record player is going to work, so I replaced that with a fish tank later on, because I thought that would work more with a sim that is fishing a lot. You know, there's probably going to be some sort of fishing spots close by to this house. And you know, it used to be a fishing dock, so it makes sense to have an aquarium inside. But the reason why we don't have a lot of technology in this build is because the lot was automatically a off-the-grid lot. So I wanted to kind of keep that original essence to the build, and it is in that part of Solani, which is more, you know, it's off-the-grid, it's closer to the volcano. It kind of feels like it's further away from, you know, like the power grid and stuff like that. So you guys could change that if you want to, if you download the build for yourselves, but I think it would be quite difficult. From what I've seen of off-the-grid living, it is quite difficult because you're not even able to use the scrubbing like thing for laundry, the like scrubbing bucket, because then you have to have running water to be able to refill that. And it's just like, well, what are you meant to do for clothing then? And there's a few other little like things to do with off the grid, which I just really don't like in The Sims 4. They went over it very briefly and they didn't do it very high detail. And because off the grid is to do with Solani, it's to do with island living, you would think that they would have put a lot more effort into it, since it is for like basically for a expansion pack. But I don't know, is that just me? Like, I really don't like that off the grid isn't as high detail as it should be, and some of the things just don't make sense. Like maybe they could have added in some more like off the grid items to help us, like maybe if we had some sort of like bore water system or a well, we can like, I don't know, gather water. We do have some wells in the game. It would have been cool if they were just added, like we could have just added a feature onto those wells that we already have. That would have been cool. I wish that we got solar panels so then we could power like a TV or something. Maybe you could only have like a max amount of powered items in your house before your power like runs out. Maybe there could be a power meter with the solar panels. There are so many things that they could have done with off the grid, but they unfortunately didn't. And I think that's a little bit, I don't know, it's kind of like lazy in my opinion to just throw in off the grid like that. It's, yeah, not my favorite part of Island Living. I'm not sure if that is actually base game, if that came with the patch. I get confused sometimes if things come with the patch, but even so, even if it came for free as a patch, that's probably even worse, because that just means that there's I don't know, maybe they're never going to improve it. Hopefully there is a stuff pack or a game pack in the future coming to do with off-the-grid living, because we definitely need some more stuff. And I feel like in Solani they definitely were focusing on conservation and helping the environment, and if we were able to get like solar panels in island living, that would have been just the icing on the cake, the cherry on top. It would have been so good. But oh well, oh well. Enough of me ranting about that. I haven't really talked about that in other videos, and I just feel like it's been on my chest and I wanted to talk about it, especially for this build where we are building on an off-the-grid lot. Now, I really love how I decorated this bottom part of the build. I love how the kitchen has the dining table in the middle. I think it's really cute, and I love how the cabinets and that all worked out around the kitchen as well, and all of the little decorations around the lounge room, all of the paintings and stuff. I of course do have some custom content. I keep telling you guys that I'm going to update my Tumblr, but I haven't had time yet. If you guys haven't already, go and check out my latest community post. I just talked there about what's been going on in my real life and why I haven't been uploading recently. But yeah, basically I'll just sum it up for you guys. I've been job hunting in real life, so I haven't had a lot of time, and I've also had to fix our car, and that's a lot of work. Like, I'm not actually physically fixing it, but it's just a very stressful time. Life just throws these obstacles at you, and it really did bowl me over this time. But yeah, I'm picking myself up again. Things are happening. I just come to the realization that with all of this busy in real life stuff that I have going on, I don't need to worry about being a loner and, you know, having to socialize with other people. That isn't something that I should be worrying about. And the people who care about me most will understand that. And the ones who don't, they're not really worth it. They're not really worth my time. So yeah, those are just a few things that have been on my mind lately. And I'm sure you guys can understand that, yes, sometimes life just throws these rocks your way and you just gotta jump over them, jump over those boulders. Seriously, I sound like a fortune cookie right now, so let's just move ahead to what the heck am I doing on this exterior. So this exterior is so weird. I'm not even gonna lie, I hate this exterior. Like, I tried really hard. Okay, the interior I am in love with, but the exterior, oh my god, it kind of works out in the end, but I try so many different things and things just do not work out. It does not look good, and I'm really sad and upset about it, okay? If you guys have any ideas or any advice when it comes to exteriors, please help me, because I need help apparently. but I still think it looks okay in the end, especially when I add in some gardens and it looks a lot better. But you know, this lot is very sparse. We're like on a sandy island. There's like hardly any trees and stuff around. We literally are on like a sandbar. Like, if the sea rose, there would be no island here. Basically, there'd be like some rocks. So, oh yeah, now the roof is looking a little bit better. Now it's starting to look like a roof. And I do change the exterior like wall covering a little bit more, and I do like this stone that I choose. Kind of looks like a river stone, which doesn't kind of match Solani, but you know, what am I gonna do? It looks weathered and old and I like it. It's very rustic, and we do add some thatching to the roof, which I like a lot more than this kind of old rustic galvanized iron. Even though the galvanized iron looks really cool against the background, like with the water and stuff, kind of mirrors it, the thatch looks a lot nicer. It makes the build kind of come together and feel more like this old building. And I don't know, maybe they did have thatched roofs for their old fishing docks back in the day. I don't think anywhere in like a European or Australian country or anything, but here in Solani, maybe they did. So yeah, it ends up looking a lot nicer and brings it all together. And we do add a little bit more of a balcony area here at the back, which I think kind of makes it look nicer. I was having this awkward like wall situation. You know how I have those pillars on the inside and it looks fantastic and industrial, industrial. But then on the outside, it was looking really odd when I was trying to mirror that. And I got rid of the mirrored version. I just turned it into something totally new, which isn't very realistic, but I think it looks better in the end because it was looking really dreadful and just, it didn't look good, okay? Sometimes when things look bad, you just have to do what you gotta do, okay? And it just like, somehow I pull it together. But here we go with me trying to mirror it, and you're gonna see how bad this looks. I think it looks terrible. I did not like it, and that is why we cut away to doing the bedroom very quickly, because I was like, oh my god, I don't wanna deal with this right now. So I ended up doing the bedroom, which was something that I had no idea what I was gonna do. I at first was trying something new where the bed was going to be facing the window and then we're going to have a desk behind it. I didn't like the look of that, and I end up adding in some little windows here which kind of give the illusion that there are sliding doors that can close to add some, you know, a little bit of privacy up here. And I really do like that. I think it looks really pretty and adds to the whole vibe of the place. And then we have this built-in structure behind the bed, which is very cool. Like, it kind of makes it feel a bit like a library. And since this is an off-the-grid lot, it would make sense that a lot of their time would be spent reading, writing, and just pondering, you know. I think that would be one of the best things about living off the grid, is just disconnecting from that virtual space online and just being able to delve into other worlds, maybe in books, or you could go outside, enjoy nature. Or you could, yeah, just really learn more about yourself and meditate, do whatever you want, girl, because you have all the time in the world. You don't have all of these buzzing technology around you to distract you from being you know what I mean? Oh my god, I don't even know what I mean, but gosh, maybe one day I will know exactly what I'm talking about, because it is my dream to one day at least have a holiday that is totally disconnected from like the internet and that. I want to do that one day, maybe somewhere in the woods, or maybe I should do it somewhere in a tropical island like this place. That would be awesome. Then you could go swimming and stuff. Okay, I don't like swimming that much, so like I always say I like swimming, but then I always don't actually like swimming. I like the idea of swimming, okay? But the offer still stands. I really like the idea of it. I think it would be cool to go somewhere off the grid. Let me know down below in the comments. Would you guys like to go on a holiday? Well, not with me, but but would you like to one day go on a off the grid like getaway? Does that sound really cool to you, or am I weird? Am I weird? Now we still have the blue galvanized iron, but it's about to change. I do like this little back veranda with the decor on the roof here that I've made, and we add in some little cute windows. I just think this really looks nice, and I love these little roof parts that I added on the front as well. It's so plain at the front, like I hated looking at it, but you know, what are you gonna do when you build a house from the inside out? That is just what happens. Usually I go the other way around. I build it from the outside in. And yeah, so this is what happens when I try to do the opposite. And I guess building lofts in The Sims 4 is a little bit of a challenge for me in that sense that I have to build in the complete backwards way to how I usually would. Oh my god, now I know why this build took me so long. Oh my goodness. Well, it's not all bad news, because you guys have got like a 20-minute plus video now of me just babbling along. So I hope you guys have been enjoying this video so far. I really like the interior of this bottom area. It is like legit my favorite color scheme that I've done in probably any of my recent builds. I love that teal, especially against this like stucco, I think it's pronounced stucco, concrete kind of wall with the rustic stones. I think it looks really, really nice. And I wasn't going to record the bathrooms, but I had some ideas for them. I like bathrooms to kind of match, as I've said in the past. I do cut out a lot to do with the top bathroom, but I just wanted to share it with you guys. You know, they are important, especially in a build like this. And then I realized afterwards, so we have 2 bathrooms in this build, and none of the appliances are going to work because it is off the grid. So I built them for no reason, and they are totally useless. Oh my god, this is the best video ever. I'm probably going to just say it here that I'm not a big fan of how off the grid works in The Sims 4. I wish that it was just a little bit more thought out, some more added features rather than just taking away features. I think that would have been better if we had other options to do with water, maybe a way to manage our water and power intake. So then, you know, we are off the grid living and taking from other sources that we've made ourselves. I don't know, but like a well or solar panels. Oh my god, I could talk about this for so long. I'm very passionate about it, okay? And now I'm just upset that I have 2 bathrooms in an off-the-grid lot and they are useless. Oh my goodness. You could always turn this lot to normal and give the illusion that you are playing with it off the grid by not having any technology. I wish there was a way to make it so then your sim isn't constantly on their phone, because that is definitely not me in real life. I try to avoid my phone at all times. That would be a cool trait they could add into the game actually, if we were able to choose how phone obsessed our characters were. Or maybe like, you know, a book sim, like a bookworm could be more inclined to read a book rather than pick up their phone and play a video game, you know? I'm not sure if that's already a thing, if there is that kind of depth in the game, but I haven't really noticed it myself. But if that is a thing already, that is awesome, but I feel like it isn't. It would be cool if more of the traits actually made the Sims interact with different objects in your house differently. Let me know down below. Like, you guys probably play the actual game more than I do. Does it do that? I'm not even sure. I don't think it does. I haven't noticed it anyways. Just a random thought there. But yeah, we are finishing off the upstairs loft part. I really like how I changed a bit of the colors to be darker here in the bedroom, because I wanted to use a different style of cabinet behind the bed, and I think it looks really nice. It's like an island counter. Unfortunately, we don't have a normal counter version of that one, but I wanted it to be very plain. It's more of a modern kind of subtle vibe in the upstairs area. I didn't mean for it to end up that way, but I think it's a nice change from the downstairs. So you move upstairs, it's a little bit more tranquil, but then we also of course have those pops of that soft gold here and there, which I really like, and I tried to put around the entire house. It's one of my favorite colors, and I think it looks really nice, especially in Solani. Everything gold seems to shimmer a little bit more. But yeah guys, we are coming up to the end of the video now. I hope you guys all enjoyed today's build. I love doing loft builds, so I want to do a lot more of these. I want to try to do a smaller, like beachy hut loft style very soon, so make sure you subscribe and click the bell for notifications if you haven't already. Join the BAM fam, and hopefully you will get notified of my next video when it goes up. But yeah guys, I hope you all have a fantastic day. I love you all 2 bits, and I'll see you all next time.